That looked like it.
Okay.
Right now, it's on.
Perfect. So,
Now.
no, not. So I know we don't have a quorum right now, but I want to announce. So tonight's not going to be like a formal meeting, so there'll be no action taken. Essentially, the meeting's been canceled. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a meeting with no action, and it's not a formal meeting. It's just information and no deliberation. What we're going to do is we're probably just going to jump right into the informational items. We'll let our guests do their updates. And then since we do have a zoning item that was on the agenda, the applicant is here. He's going to present. We can ask questions, we can find out stuff. The board, since we don't have a quorum right now and it's not a formal meeting, they won't be making a recommendation like a normal meeting where they'll say what they want to recommend. This item will be going to the Planning Commission June 16th at 7 p.m. So that's next week. So we're not going to have a recommendation for our town board, but I'll be taking notes. If anyone wants to email me their questions, concerns, comments about this zoning item, please do that to my email. You can also copy Kathleen, but we won't be able to do like deliberation and get a formal like what the town board's stance is, but the town board will be able to ask questions and the applicant will answer them. We're still going to keep it formal where we'll give about 3 minutes just so it flows like a normal meeting, but this is not a normal meeting. We are recording it. We also are audio recording it, but it's not going to be minutes are going to be posted. We're not going to approve an agenda. We're not going to approve a meeting. So the district attorney wanted to make sure it's not a formal meeting, no actions taken. So it's just all informational items, but we're going to kind of handle it like a meeting. So with that, I will jump in to my part, which is just informational items. I first support, I guess, so mine's number one for the updates with South County Liaison, Mark Moskowitz. Two quick things. We do have an opening for a senior facility maintenance technician that covers the South County, so Laughlin and Searchlight. We have some applications on the back. If you know anyone that does HVAC, electrical, mechanical, that's looking for a job, please reach out to RPM, which is with RPM Operations, or reach out to myself and I can get you the application or get you information about it. So if you know anyone that wants to do that, please let us know. It's a really nice job and it'll really help with our buildings and operations. So my other update is, our next movie is actually going to be in Laughlin. We're going to do a dive-in movie at the Laughlin Aquatic Center. So please come. It's a complimentary evening for a swim and a movie under the stars. We'll be showing Finding Nemo. And I want to do a water themed one, so I picked Finding Nemo. But it'll be at the Laughlin Aquatic Center at 3790 South James Bilbray Parkway. And that's going to be Friday, June 26th at 7 p.m. So please join for a complimentary evening. We're going to reach out to Silver Rider to see if they might be able to do a bus for anyone that might want to go down there. It's not guaranteed yet, but I'll follow up with Silver Rider, and then I'll work with Kyle to find out how we can hopefully get that. So that's my first update. And then I'll let James will kind of run the meeting the same. He'll just go through the agenda. But like I said, it's not a formal meeting. They'll actually take it, and that's it.
All right, thanks, Mark. A little bit closer. Is that better? There we go. Just a reminder, as we go through these informational items, we do have guests that have come, even though it's not a formal meeting, a long ways, taking their own personal time. And so please be considerate. If you have anything to say, please, again, be considerate of the guests. Thank you. Our next informational item here is to receive a report from Metro regarding activities and statistics during the past month in other areas of crime concerns.
Test.
I'm not working. You guys hear me okay? Yeah, I'm working. All right, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I've been here before, but my name's Charlie. Been on the department for 18 years. I want to say thank you for having me this evening. I appreciate it. So on the agenda for calls for service, our Searchlight, We have May 2026, we have 44 postal service. Just like last year, we had 27, so you're looking at basically a 63% increase in those. For April, last month, we've been up 32. The traffic citations we now have are 17, DUIs are 0. Standard domestic violence arrests are 0 for adults and 0 for juveniles. Bookings, we have 2 bookings for adults and juveniles 0. And for business in the area at the BB Motel, you have 0 calls for service of April, and in May you have 2. And for the terribles, last month of April you have 3. This month for the May, I'm sorry, is 1. And that's going to be reference business manager having a disturbance with a tenant. And then there was a family disturbance where the subjects were gone prior to arrival. And that's it. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask me? Feel free.
Are you guys aware that the BB Motel sold?
No, I was not.
We should probably let the office know, and there were a lot of people there that should not be moseying around our community.
I appreciate the
They cleaned
input.
up the I drove through there this morning and it's all cleaned up. But, that's about this goal.
So it's completely shut down?
Out of the house.
It's completely shut down.
They don't have a business license yet. I know there was a couple people there that don't know what the status.
Okay.
But I noticed they changed it to all in. But there's not a business license yet.
I'll touch on that real quick, Diane. So they switched it to all in before they sold. I don't think they did it officially, but they changed their sign. As of right now, I believe there's 2 previous tenants of the BB Motel that are allowed to stay until November, but everyone else was asked to leave, and they're not accepting any rooms with no vacancy.
Good to know, thank you.
And not the common facts like that. And our seniors have been wondering what's going to happen to the people that can't, especially any longer in a motel. Because we do have a lot of issues in such that it's very caring.
Well, from a law standpoint, if someone's not allowed to be where they currently are, if they've been trespassed or officially trespassed, we could potentially be cited or arrested. But that's with proof that someone was trespassed, or even if they're trespassed in front of me. Say person A is trespassed in front of me by the representative of the business. I say, hey, person A, you need to leave this business, you have been trespassed. Now, if they're like, well, I'm not leaving, I'm staying. No, it's like, okay, well, no, you were most likely in that case, will probably be arrested. Maybe a citation would be given if they're going to be willing to, hey, I'm sorry, now I'll leave. Or if you have a chance, here's your citation, write up. So it depends. If we have to know that the person is not allowed to be there officially in order to conduct like enforcement action.
So we appreciate this.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that. Anyone else? Going once? Twice?
Happy birthday.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So for that one.
And next informational item, receive a report from Nevada Highway Patrol.
So, everybody in Sugar Wars side, but now they want to be on breaks in years. In 6 years. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So for the month of May, we had 474 traffic stops, and 424 of those traffic stops turned into 405 citations. And we had 4 crashes, no fatal crashes, and 1 arrest with a total of 617 contacts. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you. Next item, receive a report from Melissa Vandruff with Justice Court.
Melissa Vandruff, Searchlight Justice Force. For the month of May, we had 152 citations processed, 112 were civil citations, 2 were probable cause, 35 were traffic misdemeanor citations, and 1 criminal complaint. Questions?
Thank you. Next informational item, receive report from Las Vegas Valley Water District.
Good evening, Aaron Gamble, Las Vegas Valley Water District. Water usage for May of this year was 4.14 million gallons compared to last year, which was 4.71 million gallons. So that's a reduction of about 570,000 gallons. System conditions, we didn't have any breaks or leaks during May, but we did have a main break last week. We wanted to give a big thank you to the resident here that called it immediately, and so we were able to get a crew out because of that. She sent me pictures, sent me video, really helped with the location, and so our crew was able to get out here quickly, start making repairs right away. Now I do kind of want to take a moment and give a little shout out to our distribution department. They do an outstanding job, and they are incredibly skilled at what they do. In this case, they had the line repaired and back in service in less than 3.5 hours from the time we got the call. Yeah, it's amazing. And they're coming from in the valley. So what they work, whether it's in the extreme heat, they work up in Cow Canyon in the extreme cold. They show up, they get their job done, they keep water flowing to all those different communities. So they do a great job. We know that this type of work can sometimes be an inconvenience, may impact traffic while the repairs are underway. We really appreciate everyone's patience when that happens. If you happen to see our crews, wave to them, tell them thank you. Like I said, they really do appreciate that kind of stuff. They take pride in their work. And this kind of goes for all the utilities. I mean, any utility workers, for the reasons that electricity's on, gas, they heat your house, heat your water, and those crews that keep us having smooth roads in places. So, like I said, might be an inconvenience, but it's all stuff that do it. So, kind of get the job done. Lastly, customer outreach, the same thing we said in the month. Customer care, they continue to reach out to customers that have leaks. I mean, everyone to them operate, drive around, check, and stop by houses that you can't get a hold of them, try to get a hold of rebuilding. Well, that's all I've got. I'm switching buttons.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm going to skip down to receive a report from Principal Tracy Echeverria with the Searchlight School System.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tracy Echeverria. I'm the principal at Reed Elementary School, just right next door. I'll be starting my third full year as principal there this coming fall. I've got some exciting news to report. Our students did a great job learning this year. If you look at our measures of academic progress, which is the formative assessment that the school district, our county school district and the state use, we qualify as a high-achieving, high-growth school in both reading and math. 100% of our students showed growth throughout the year in their math scores, and 90% of them showed growth in their reading scores. So we're just super proud of the efforts, amazing teachers and staff that we have at the school. So I'm just very proud of them and pleased to be able to present this information to you guys. Let's see, as always, we have our relationship between Reed Elementary and Mitchell Elementary in Boulder City. They are both leader in me schools, and this year to continue that relationship, the students here at Reed hosted students from Mitchell. They came down for a field trip and they had a leadership day. And then of course Mitchell returned the courtesy, and we had the Reed students up for our field day. That's a tradition that's been a long time standing, so we're very proud of that. We hosted a summer school this year. We had 5 days of summer school last week. All the students were invited, and also our incoming kindergarten students, and we had 2 teachers here who did a great job getting our students ready for the next school year. It is time to register and enroll students for the school year. Everybody can do that on CCSD's website at ccsd.net/enroll. And we are really excited. On August 7th, which is the Friday before school starts, we're going to have a welcome back event at our school. School, of course, starts on Monday, August 10th, and then we will have our open house on August 11th at 3:40 that afternoon. And we always welcome everybody from the community to the school for these events as well. So thank you guys so much for giving me a chance to report such great news about our school. Thank you. Any questions?
I'd just like to say I've noticed as a parent of a child at the school that the school has taken a different direction since you've been there, and it's been nothing but good. So I'd like to thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure.
And then I'd just like to throw out there that the SBO is working with Tracy and Reed Elementary for a fundraiser for the school. We have Harry Reed Elementary School T-shirts available. We're putting flyers and everything together now. I expect to have a flyer this week and have them out at the thrift store. But if you'd like to purchase one from the SBO, you could always reach out to me or Michelle. And they're $20 each, and all funds go to the elementary school.
They are a pretty good looking shirt. We have a coyote that we've chosen to represent the Liberty Coyote. He's different than our official mascot. It's a friendly looking coyote. He's got a shirt on it. He's wearing a little t-shirt himself, and it actually mentions Searchlight as well as Reed Elementary. And it also has the 8 habits because we're a leader in the Lighthouse School. So it is a fun shirt, and we found a really great vendor to help us create the shirt for a reasonable price for everybody. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
Big to bring the experience.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Next item, Mr. Chapman, back there, Searchlight Library.
Hello, everyone. I'm the assistant librarian at the Searchlight Library, and our biggest event of the entire year is next week on Thursday. I want to thank all of our community involvement that comes to the park once a year and has a big grandiose event. We actually this year did something a little differently. We actually got a small vendor in Laughlin to provide the food and drinks this year instead of your typical standard sandwich shops. So that'll be nice. It's Morning Joy Cafe. They'll be providing the food and beverages for the event this year. And that starts at 3 o'clock. That's in the park. It goes till 6 o'clock. We'll have drawings. I'll be very busy with the drawings and the ice cream and the ice cream floats and the drawings and all that type of stuff. So just bear with me, and it'll be all good. So it'll be a fun time. So at the library itself, we got art tomorrow because we have so many activities lined up. Normally it's the last Thursday of the month, but because of so much other things going on, it's going to be tomorrow, and that's at 11:30. We have Diamond Art this Saturday at 11:30, and that'll be run by our sub who's there on the days that I'm not there. Sewing is in this room the second Wednesday of each, or third Wednesday of each month. So that'll be done by Michelle at 11 o'clock here. Learn to sew. We usually get 0 or 1, but if you'd like to learn how to sew, Michelle will be happy to teach you. On Saturday the 20th, we got ceramic seaside house painting, and that should be hopefully Tyler's first day back after an extended absence. We have from our library, this is another major event. It's a very big deal. It's a bluegrass group that's coming to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday, and they will be in this room on Thursday the 25th. That's at 6 o'clock. The library is normally open until 7. I'm not sure how long the concert's going to go, but it will start at 6 o'clock on Thursday the 25th. So we hope to see you all at that. And then we have book club on the last Saturday of the month. That's at 2 o'clock. And some upcoming events in the future. We have a mythologist that'll be coming, and that's a first for us. That'll be on Thursday, July 26th. And then we'll have a wellness walk on Friday, August 7th. Any questions?
Mythologist,
A mythologist, yeah.
explain, please.
You don't have to come, because I have no idea.
Little marketing, okay? All right, thank you. Is there someone here from Parks and Rec? Okay, Kyle Myers.
Thank you, James. So all I have to report this month is 2 down stop signs were replaced, and the Cottonwood Cove Road traffic lines were completed. You might have noticed the north side wasn't completed though for the white line. I reached out to Public Works, and they ran out of paint the day that they came out, so they're rescheduling to finish that up. Other than that, I know there's been some complaints on a few street lights that have been out. Nevada Energy likes me to have 5 before I report. I have 3 right now, so just bear with me as I find 1 or 2 more, and we'll get those lights fixed. Is there any questions, concerns? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Kyle. That is it for the informational items, and so let's move along to the zoning portion. And yeah, we can have our guests go ahead and take the microphone
And I just want to remind everyone, not a formal meeting. This is just informational only stuff. Remember that. Yeah. No action.
I'd like to make a statement before we start with this, because here is a prime example for Clark County. The church is away from all the residential businesses. Clark County has an issue of giving out cards to the community only 400 feet away. No one in this community that I know of got a card about this. And I think this is a prime example that this is a project that the community needed to know about, and I'd like for us to work on getting that changed.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point, and I will talk with you and planning and zoning. We'll figure out their requirements and find out more. So,
As far we did send out over, I think I had over 200 letters. So they were meeting and we set up back in March. So if no, part of it, what Clark County did, but we did something on one part, but something out. What do you?
do you want to go? Do you want to do each item or one side again? You know, the each item and
yeah, let's go through the items here. So the first item here, the church Searchlight Community Plan Amendment, if you want to discuss that. So this will redesignate the existing land use category from public use to neighborhood commercial on 4.8 acres, generally located US 95 on the west side and north of State Route 164 within Searchlight.
Sam Davis, representing the applicant, Middle Mile Infrastructure.
you could walk.
Hey, James, can you give Andy your microphone?
How about this? Is this any better?
Well,
How about now? I have it right here.
Wait. Good.
How about now?
Yeah. Sorry. Yep.
I'll try to hold it as close as I can then. All right.
Yeah.
Sam Davis, representing the applicant, Middle Mile Infrastructure. So what we have, before I go into what the plan amendment is, just a little bit about what this project is and some of the context on the site selection. So this is what is called an inline amplifying station, and this is infrastructure that is supporting a fiber optic network. So there is a existing fiber optic line that's going down 95. So the purpose of these stations is that every 50 miles or so, the light signal degrades over that course through the line, and it goes into these stations to get boosted, so it keeps the signal as powered as it can to keep data throughput, and but just keep the signal clean as far as, because this is miles and hundreds of miles of this network. So what we so for these, they're unmanned. There are no services. There are no water use. No water use. No sewer use. 600 amp service is brought in separately. Nope. There is an emergency backup generator that is just for power outages. It's not generating power on the site. So some context how we ended up here, those kinds of things. Yeah, we have to do these every 50 miles or so. And some of the criteria, the first one is, I'm not in doing that. My colleague is the one that's finding the sites, but he tries to contact as many people as he can to find interest, to allow for a utility easement on the property. But also what helps in the site is having more level ground. There's quite a bit of hills and some rolling terrain out here, so that's one part of it. Also finding existing access also helps. But that helps minimize additional disturbances along the road right away. So out of the candidates that we had, the Searchlight Community Church has been the one that's been working with us. So we're in the phase right now of trying to secure our permits for it, for the easement is fully executed. So that's part of this process. So to get there with the plan amendment, this is also part of, these exhibits are also part of the staff reports, and I can pass these around too. But
the existing land use is a public use, and the county didn't really have any history of how it ended up that way. But you can see in the surrounding area, there's open lands to the north, and then CM is commercial mixed in the red to the south, and then it's the residential in yellow. So the parcel that we're changing there, it's outlined, is neighborhood commercial. So working with planning and zoning at Clark County, that is the least intense commercial use, and they were supportive of that proposed land use change. So that kind of does lead into the selected zoning, but do you want to pause there for any additional questions? You go on to the zoning part of it.
Yes, is there any questions from the public on the zoning?
Sorry, the land use.
On just the church Searchlight community plan amendment to proceed with this? Yes.
I have heard that to people that own the property behind the church, at the end of the old need to persuade, are they for us? I think they bring out Ken's email. They're what?
They're for third.
That's the way God.
But they're not here.
But
Letter.
Yeah.
do,
You didn't get it to the people because, they were wondering how there's like that.
right, and I'm not disregarding your comment, but do you have anything on the actual designation of the category from public use to neighborhood commercial?
Don't have enough information to make a comment at this time.
Okay, what's up?
All right, any other questions, comments? All right, next item, church Searchlight community zone change to reclassify 4.8 acres from RS 80 residential single family 80 zone to an H2 general highway frontage zone and a CG general commercial zone to a CG general, just a commercial zone general zone. Generally located US Highway 95 west and north of State Route 164 within Searchlight.
So related to the land use change to neighborhood commercial, there are a number of zones under Title 30 in the zoning code that are allowed in there. The one thing I should also mention too, I'm sorry, I think published in the first part, is that per Clark County zoning, Title 30, that they're defining us as a communications utility building. So that's the use that is being categorized from the code. So another exhibit that is also in the staff report, but the existing zone, the parcel has 3 existing zones on it split, and the H2 is defunct, and then they didn't mention that the RS80 is also, I think, an old one that's out of date on that. And then the CG looks like it was just an overlay at some point along there. So again, working with zoning staff, they were supportive just to go and rezone the whole parcel to CG because that keeps it also consistent with what's already existing to the south, and also to the north has the old highway to commercial, but that's for another time. Also, so working with staff, it does not affect the use of the church in any way. That doesn't affect their operations. So that would make a CG zone would make the communications utility a permitted use in that zone. I'd pause there for questions.
Questions on that? Okay, the third item, waiver of development standards to eliminate buffering and screening requirements, design review for communication utility buildings and associated equipment on the same site.
So the third application for this project is a design review and waiver of development standards. So the 2 waivers that are being requested, one, to eliminate buffering and screening along the west property line for an 8-foot high decorative wall or and 15-foot wide landscape strip consisting of double evergreen trees. And then item B, eliminate buffering and screening along the south property line, an 8-foot high decorative screen wall with 15-foot wide landscape strip consisting of double evergreen trees planted offset as required. So both those requested waivers were supported by the staff report. They were requested partly because there is existing screening, 'cause as staff saw it, coming off of 95, there is existing trees already there. That'd be more to the east. And it also per the report, they agreed to that, to have like an actual having managed non-native landscaping would be difficult to maintain out in this part of the county. So they were okay just keep it as a natural state surrounding it. And additionally, the 8-foot high decorative screen probably also kind of in their view would be a bit out of sync with the type of structure it is. Additionally, with the height of the structure is about over 13 feet, so you're only screening about half of it anyway. So it would probably even draw more attention just having a wall and something sticking up above it. But both of those waivers, yes, were supported by the staff report. And that will pause for questions.
Okay, so essentially eliminating all the requirements for buffering plants, that kind of thing. Questions? Maybe.
Especially made to the west. They don't see it.
I have a question. I have a few questions, actually.
The city is not getting anything from your project. So there are many of us who don't believe that we should have any variance either.
I just don't think that saying that we're rural is necessarily a reason to justify waiving the code. I mean, that's the reason we have codes in the first place, is to uphold a standard. And I don't know what kind of precedents it would send to other developments that come into town that want to do similar things.
I would agree with that too, because the church itself has landscaping. They're required to put it in there. And then another huge, 8,000 square feet, 10,000 square feet area. And I know Jimmy, I don't know if you've talked to him, Judy at all, but yeah, so, but he's going to have to look at that, and he's going to see a building there now. The Terribles, when it went in, had to put in the landscaping. Any project that's going in on Highway 95 has to put in that landscaping, and that's been a problem for some people. But that's the way it is, and that's how towns improve over time, is to place in these codes. It's
Also, to add to that, James, I don't think this application has anything to do with the church itself. It's a 0.23 acre portion of 4.8 acres in the commercial general zone. So saying, well, the church has screening and vegetation that you, the applicant, would not control. I don't understand how that's how the visual mitigation could disappear overnight. Say the church stopped watering. I'm not saying that they will or saying it will to the church, but you have no control over that buffer, so it wouldn't be your buffer, right?
Correct, yes.
And I know you're trying to save a few dollars. I think you're getting a pretty good deal. But, this company is owned by Facebook. They can put out a couple bucks for some plants around the thing. Seriously.
Question, do you have a plot plan showing the dimensions of the site and the church and the building?
Yes.
And do you have elevations showing what the building will look like?
Yes.
Can we did not by okay that talking when you buy the tonight meeting?
I think you can share that. It's everyone here. I mean, just have like a little meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with that.
I apologize. I don't know if the county does, but the site plan was part of our application.
Okay.
So this obviously they have seen that.
It's just,
So I understand.
It'd be so much lighter, so I believe
The carries.
So, we, that's,
Yeah, that I don't know, that's planning puts it together.
sorry, we copyrighted.
Why are there not any building permits with this package?
So, because we have to do the plan amendment, rezone, and the design review approval before we take the CF building
So
permit.
usually when somebody comes in there to do a project, they have their project completely laid out as to what they're doing so that they're not getting equal one story, one type of another story, another type. And even the questions that I've been asking people, you haven't been able to answer them, nor have you returned my phone calls to answer yes. So today I wrote a letter to IDOT asking for information because I asked it and again to that. I still don't have an answer, but I will get an answer.
Understood, and I'm sorry to not call you back in times I don't have an answer from NDOT from our last conversation. You get that at this time. Correct, there was no water use. Well, that was kind of part of the, I think part of that was maybe part of the waiver requested. area as well.
But you're on a property with all utilities,
Yep.
correct?
Well, as with the church, that'd be yes.
Okay, so you could use the property, just don't want to beautify it. I noticed in your letter too, you don't call us Searchlight one time, you call us rural Clark County almost everywhere in your application. So like, I kind of just getting the feeling that, you want your cake and you want to eat it too. Whether this happens or not, it's not the point of this meeting per se. It's for what you're asking for tonight, if it was official. But you're asking for the waiver of standards and the zoning changes. I mean, it's a highway parcel. That's kind of self-explanatory for it to be business. But, you guys want to come in, you want to prop this up. And the only things that the county's asking by code is some buffering and screening, and you're not willing to do that.
And we don't know if, by the time you get your zoning changed, that you haven't changed your project because you're not presenting the full project fast. And I did some investigating and doing some homework. And I found out today, which I find very interesting, that when they built fiber optic lines, they already put into place all of the places that needed to be amping up their power. So I read your letter, and I see that you're wanting to put in 10,500 square foot building, and you want a data center. It says so in the 3-page letter that you gave to the county saying design review and waivers of development. I don't want a data center.
The structure is not 10,500 square feet. It is one structure, what on the site plan we show 864 square feet
On
equipment shelters.
development of a 10,000 square foot utility compound. On the next page, you talk about a private data center and services network.
The compound, so in the site plan, the total,
Let's let him respond.
the easement area that we are working with on the church is 200 by 200 feet. What we are showing, what we've been working from planning and zoning from the very start has been that easement area. We have the area that's being developed right now is being proposed is about 10,000, just over 10,000 square feet. And that's that section that's outlined there by the fence line of it. It shows 2 individual 864 square feet equipment shelters. So it is not one large building on that part. And so for the network, it's for any future, it is for existing service or any future service as well. So we could be putting additional fiber in that area. And these shelters can only handle so many fibers that go into them at once.
Great kick in your story. You told us that you were going to beat up the fiber optics that's going through town now. And now you're changing your story and you want to talk about future development.
Are there plans for future development in Searchlight?
Completely together before you bring it to this community, because we do not, a lot of us, I'm not speaking for everybody, but we're going to put Searchlight first. Data centers use a very lot of water and power, and I do not want our community in jeopardy because our water comes off of wells. And I don't like the fact that every time questions are asked, the story changes. The story should stay the same throughout the whole time.
Do you have future expansion plans in the Searchlight area?
That's what he was just talking about.
So for this, so the short answer would be no. This is supporting the long distance fiber optic network. So it is not providing service, it is not providing direct service to the community.
Right, but is there plans to expand after this is completed?
Not at this time. Now, they do have that easement in that area, so it'd be
Straight.
Thanks.
I think that's okay.
Okay.
So to complete that thought, that'd be a future application that would be going through similar process.
And also one comment I wanted to make is, so there is an existing fiber line on, I guess, the east side of the highway, but this is a brand new line, is that correct? Let-
So
Go ahead, let Linda.
I probably need to get you a bit more information on what those plans are. So it's part of it, I'm sorry, because it's a separate group that handles that fiber deployment. I don't have all those details in front of me right now, but I can get that for you for sure.
Thank you. Could you answer me this? Is there plans to build a data center here?
No.
No.
That might need it in your letter.
So what these inline amplifying stations are supporting is a private network, private fiber optic network that don't be in routes, but could potentially be going to a data center. So there is not a data center on this site. It is boosting the.
So it'll boost transmission.
Correct.
From the fiber optics from here to the closest data center,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Or data processing center. That's.
Excuse me, but the story just changed again. First, they were putting it in because it has to be done every 50 miles to keep the light powered. Now you're talking about future development. You're setting us up to get screwed in the future. That's what I see.
in the community.
So I don't see them here, including the board.
Well, the board is right here. The board is right here.
The board is good.
No, there's a lot of feelings going on out there, guys, but let's try to keep this civil and a discussion matter.
Yeah, we're not here to get into personal who's, why, and what. We're here to talk about these issues, and let's keep it with the speaker, please.
Okay. Well, I think we're a sort of hockey line, like what I know.
Caleb?
Could this be in coordination of the data centers?
Please, let's,
Boulder City, Henderson, or El Dorado Valley? Or I guess, do you know that knowledge?
Yeah, and also maybe so the project that we have 5 locations going from all the way over near, let's say outside Phoenix, we have fund sites from that part of the state, going through here up north.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
So you are connected with the Boulder City data center?
El Dorado Valley, Lake.
From my understanding, just with Henderson, I believe there is a data center within Boulder City that they're fighting back, but I think there also is just a fiber optic communication building in El Dorado Valley off the dry lake bed as well, that is being constructed.
Is that your applicant? Is it the applicant?
that I'm not familiar with. One thing I was going to mention too is that because part of coming out, Zayo has an existing site. So again, it's a separate line, so they have their own stations, but Zayo has a site. I say it's in Calnabari, but it's actually kind of near their community center over there. But similar thing.
Because you were saying these that every 50 miles, it's not fair 50 miles.
So there is a second application along this route, and it's farther south. It's closer to the state border to the south. It's kind of relative. It doesn't have to be exactly 50, but it's just a bit.
Keep saying they have to be 50 miles, and again, it's your story. Right now, I'm just pointing out every time you change your language in your story.
Any other questions on this issue? Now, there's a planning commission meeting that you'll be at on this, is it the 16th?
Correct.
And that's down in Las Vegas at the Clark County Center down there.
Correct.
Building, okay. Well, I don't have any other comments. Does the community have any other comments, questions?
I'll just be glad on behalf of the church. I'll be glad to, if anybody wants to walk down there with me and look at the site, and what I've been told about it, it's the size of 2 school buses parked on a 10 square foot gravel lot. That's it. That's it.
Hey, can I ask you, Bobby? How does our church benefit?
How does our church benefit? It benefits by granting the easement. There is remuneration for it, but we're in negotiation. I'm not going to publicly disclose that. In fact, nobody comes to the church. The only people that need to know any finances about the church are the people that are in it. I don't have to.
One thing I want to say.
So it's not a community church.
And the church the church is having a financial problem.
No, really. Also, I
Do you need your fund? Okay, when you have 10 people going to your church,
I looked at
it's
it.
not fully funded, and then you understand.
You don't care.
need help, and there's no,
Okay.
no.
We know the devil's trying to stop us.
But we have to not only look out for what's good for you, but we have to look out what's good to our community.
And I think it's gonna be, and I don't think it's as large, and you might think of it.
Bobby?
To begin with, but because of the way they keep changing their stories, I don't want to give them the ability to screw us in the future either, and neither do his neighbors.
Can I ask one question? How do you take church the theology from who?
No,
From the church?
the church will own the property. We would be acquiring utility easement on the property.
Lease you then get the money from it. From the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
Or
matter?
the church is going to get money from the lease.
Yes, Ken.
And Bobby, you mentioned in the last little public hearing when we came out a few months ago that the town would benefit from the church having this extra money. Can you talk about how that would look, how the town would benefit from that?
Well, first of all, is this even going to be a reality? And second of all, with the resources that would come from this, there are programs that could be put in place to help humanity.
Make them,
Right now, we host AA, we can do a NA, we can do food programs, there's a lot of things we could do. And you're right in one respect, that we have to stole all our money out in the community, we just don't
Yeah.
right now.
I agree.
But the church is not in trouble, so when that stopped.
I didn't say it was in trouble. I said we're all having financial difficulties.
Okay.
So,
You're not a multimillionaire
No, I'm not.
501.
I'm not, and I'm not trying to hurt the community, I'm trying to help the community. I've been coming out here for 20 years. 20 years. I've been in ministry, and I've been coming out here. Right now, I drive 150 miles every week, one way, to provide a service to this community. And I will do anything to help the community and help the people. That's what a Christian ministry is all about.
It is, I agree.
That's all it's about.
We need, what this community needs, we need a minister that is really involved in the community, not just in church, because we've all had interaction. I have with my mom, other people have had interaction. This minister is very busy. Brandon comes here with Sunday. It's not visit the home shut-in members. That's why we've
No.
grown a lot.
No, and I'll tell you something else. I have my phone number on that marquee for 3 years, not one person called me. Not one. And I was at your house, I was at with your mom, I've been to the hospital with several 30 members. A long time ago.
Okay, I know we're getting into some personal things, but, and I don't want to keep all of us here longer than necessary. But do we have any more questions for the gentleman tonight on the zoning, the waiver of standards?
I don't understand all that.
Well-
County's down. So,
Together and come back, don't come to us with a half of a project to where we don't know the full scope of what's gonna happen. And that right now is all we have, it's a beginning. We don't have a beginning, middle, and end.
I would say it would help a lot of the community put context to what you all are asking for the whole plan of your project.
Bottom line, if they don't want it, they,
Have to
Right up.
like
That's it.
data center here.
Because there's a private network that is connecting data centers.
Yep, no, I say no.
Well, again, like I said, there, June 16th, I wish it was closer, but I believe you can possibly see it online. I'm not certain about that, but you can certainly.
The planning commission is absolutely open to the public.
Yep.
And we definitely encourage anybody who'd like to attend to go and hear it.
All right, is that anything else I need to cover then, Mark?
No, I think that's it. And I think the agenda is also posted already for the planning commission. So if you go to the Clark County website and just go under like meetings and events, it'll say that Clark County, I believe it's the planning commission. Don't quote me on that, but it's the one on the 16th. And then you can go through and you can see the agenda item and all that. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, great. So I'm going to call this meeting to end, adjourn it. And thank you for everybody coming out. It's important to get involved in these events and see what's going on with the town.
Next meeting, July 15th. We'll see you there.
Good.